WNBA star and Houston native Brittney Griner, as we mentioned earlier in the newscast, has pleaded guilty to drug charges in Russia. Her case is the focus of today's Fox Faceoff.
The nation is sitting back watching the trial of Brittney Griner in Russia. And many of us believe that what's happening in Russia is nothing more than politics. We believe that she's being used to try to force the Biden administration into compromising in a prisoner exchange. In fact, according to certain sources who don't want to be named publicly, they're wanting a spy to be returned in exchange for Brittney Griner because they realize she's a high-profile athlete. And in fact, it was said by those who support her, including her coach, that if it was LeBron James in Russia, more would be being done by the Biden administration. And I want to say to her coach, the white woman who brought up LeBron James, ma'am, if it was Tom Brady, the Biden administration would be doing much more than bringing home Brittney Griner. So don't throw brother LeBron under the bus. Use Tom Brady, and you will see how insane the Biden administration would be to try to bring Tom Brady home. But we here in Houston should be doing more to try to fight for that sister's freedom. I think we should lead a protest march to the Russian consulate here in Houston to send them a message, let that sister go.
You know, the coach did mention race, she mentioned orientation, and she's clearly outraged. You know, obviously there's some of the LA Times columnists who brought up Tom Brady. I don't think that's a fair characterization of what the Biden administration is doing. And at the end of the day, I'm a huge Brittney Griner fan. She is local. She is arguably the greatest female basketball player of all time, and I hope that she comes home. But it exemplifies how very different our criminal justice system is to Russia, where everyone gets convicted, there's no freedom. But no one's talking about the fact that right here in Texas, had she got busted at the airport, she would be also facing probably 20 years and not 10 years as she is in Russia for the very same offense. And I hope we bring her home. I think it's an arms dealer that they're talking about trading her with. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of selective outrage by Democrat politicians who are doing nothing to legalize marijuana, nothing to legalize THC. The oil is still very much, she had is still a felony here in Houston, and we're not talking about. We need to have a bigger conversation. I don't think it's LeBron. I don't think it's about Tom Brady. She's getting plenty of attention.
But what a coach does not understand is the reason why the Russian administration is going to hold on to her like that is because America is sending these arms and billions of dollars to Ukraine, while Russia is involved in a war with Ukraine. So now they're trying to punish Brittney to try to punish the American administration because we're financing their enemy while they're at war with Ukraine.
I'm sure Putin sees it as a bargaining chip, but possibly she was just arrested for carrying drugs into where it's illegal. And we need to have a bigger, larger conversation about how horrifying it is that this country and that country are arresting people for weed, which is better for you than alcohol. It should just be legalized.
America's been locking up poor people all across the planet Earth for drugs. American citizens have been going to jail in foreign countries for the same thing Brittney's in jail for right now. We need to reevaluate, period, the people we punish with these harsh drug sentences.
Exactly.
Because it's poor people going to prison.
You can watch much more of Face Off streaming Thursday nights at 7. Just go to fox26houston.com.